Now, Shri,
Mm-hmm.
this course is about the Selenium Python course, right? So
Mm-hmm.
before going into the course details or starting with the basics,
Mm-hmm.
before that, there are a few questions that maybe are in your mind as well that you need answers to. So that I'm going to discuss first, and then we'll move on to what requirements we have to start with the course and everything. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
generally, what question we do get to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. Yeah. So generally, people ask that is there any programming language required to
Mm-hmm.
learn this course or not? So yes, programming language is required to learn this. One language is enough. If you are
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with Java, you have Python, you know JavaScript, C. These languages are available by which you can use Selenium too, right? Because commands are basically same, just the syntax is little different. So
Right.
one programming language is required. In our
Mm-hmm.
case, we will be using Python as our primary language and we'll be taking it in. Then the question comes at how much time will it take for us to learn this
Mm-hmm.
particular code, this
Mm-hmm.
particular tool.
Mm-hmm.
So there are two type of people that we get to learn the course. One are those who are just learning it for the information sake. They just want to know what actually this tool is, how it works, what are the benefits of learning this. Those people are there just for knowledge. So just for knowledge, if you're learning this tool, a 3 weeks time is more than sufficient to know about the commands that you get, how this tool works, and everything, right? But if you are learning it to get a proper job into this field and face an interview in front of a person who has experience of years, then
Mm-hmm.
you need a minimum of 6 months to get your
Mm-hmm.
hands on the tool to understand how a particular problem could be solved by this tool. And practice is must. You need to provide the time. You need to give the time, proper time. So that is needed. And then it is like that I'm new to the programming language. I have
Mm-hmm.
never done this language before, the Python language. I am not sure about if I know it properly or not.
Mm-hmm.
So a basic knowledge of Python is very much sufficient if you are aware about how to get your output printed, how the loops work in Python, and
Mm-hmm.
everything. If you're aware about those, then you can definitely work with the Selenium tool with no problem. But
Mm-hmm.
if still you are absolutely no, if you are absolutely new to this language, then
Mm-hmm.
meanwhile, along with the Selenium tool, we will be performing the loops. At that time, I can cover up that this is a loop, how it works, what's the syntax is. But if you really want to learn Python
Mm-hmm.
language before Selenium tool, then you can
Mm-hmm.
go through the first few modules. There is proper coverage. If I'll
Mm-hmm.
show you as well, if you want
Okay.
to get through it. So on the website, you just need to log in with the details that you have
Mm-hmm.
in the course Selenium Python training. And the initial modules, initial 10 modules till the part exception handling, till
Mm-hmm.
this module. These are just the Python basics. That what are the loops in this particular language, how the variables work, what are the data types supported, what data structures are here. The most important one, the data structures, because they are little different from another languages. The way of working of the data structures that is needed. Then
Mm-hmm.
what is the object-oriented program? Python is a object program oriented programming, but what does it actually mean by object-oriented? That
Mm-hmm.
you need to understand. Then inheritance concept is here, encapsulation. Likewise, there are main topics that needs to be aware about to start working. I am assuming that you are aware about all this, you have knowledge about Python. So I will be starting with the Selenium only. Okay. Meanwhile, if you need a topic will be covered if it is necessary. Otherwise, Selenium will go as per the schedule. Okay. Will that be fine?
Yeah, actually, like I'm working in a company and they started and they will be start they actually started using Python with Selenium. So I don't have the background of programming language. Um, so I just listen like couple of videos in your site, but still, I mean, like if there is a mix of Selenium and Python, that would be we
Definitely.
would.
That will be counted. You just need to inform me that yes, I am not aware about this particular topic in Python. Then I'll
Mhm.
cover that topic before and then we'll
Okay.
use it with Selenium.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
would be
Sure.
better.
Got it. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So these are the few questions that people ask, and
Mhm.
I'm going to assume that these were the questions in your mind as well, and you have the answers to them now. And I'll be
Mhm.
moving on with the requirements that we need. Right.
Okay.
So there are mainly three requirements that we need to have in our system.
Mhm.
Firstly, we need to have the programming language.
Mhm.
The programming language which we are using is Python.
Mhm.
Right. So Python comes with a different versions. Mainly in a month or in 2 months, a new version of Python comes.
Mhm.
You can use
Okay.
any version of Python, any version of Python 3. There is Python 2 as well, which is very, very old. But
Okay.
if you want to go with the perfect version, not more installations at all, then Python 3 version is
Mhm.
going to be very good. To
Okay.
download it into your system, it's very
Mhm.
simple and easy. Just go to any browser and look for download Python. So it will
Okay.
take you to the official website from where you can get the original Python link. So this first one is the link, official link. You need to go to this python.org. When you'll click on it, just on the front page, you will get the latest version of Python, which is currently launched. This one, Python 3.9.6. This is the current one. If you want to work with the
Mhm.
current one, it's very nice. You just need
Mhm.
to click on this particular button and your Python exe file. An executable file will be downloaded into your system. But in any
Are you
case, you want to, yeah,
sorry to interrupt? Are you sharing your screen?
yo, just a second. Now you can see my screen.
Not yet. Yes, now I
Just
can
let me
see.
move.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Now I can see.
okay. So this is the official website from where you can download Python. This is python.org. On the
Okay.
home page itself, it shows you the current version which of Python which has been launched last year. Right. If
Uh-huh.
you want to
Mhm.
work with the latest version, you can. You just need to click on this button over here, and the exe
Mhm.
file, the executable file of Python, will be downloaded into your system. In
Okay.
any case, people suggest that instead of working with the latest version, we should work
Mhm.
with one version older because might
Okay.
be in the latest version there are few bugs which are not
Mhm.
yet rectified and all. So
Mhm.
we go to the previous versions as well. From the downloads link over here, you can see
Mhm.
all the versions which are released so far. So
Mhm.
we'll go to the downloads. It's not taking me there, so I'll use this. So here a list of all the versions which have been released so far. They are listed here like this is 3.8 is available, 3.7 is available below, 3.6 and
Mhm.
so on. So
Mhm.
right now the 3.9.6 version has been released. So we'll look for the older version as well. This is the
Mhm.
one which has been released. So the previous one that has been these versions which you can see in between 3.6.14. These are the maintenance links with the
Mhm.
rectified links which have been coming. So we need not to go with this. We'll go with these which have the proper download links over here. So for
Okay.
Windows, I have opened the link. If you have Linux or Mac, you just need to go over here on the downloads. And in here, you get the option of Mac OS, other platforms. So you need to click on those. For my Windows, this is one. So if I have to download the older version, from here I'll get it. I just need to get my Windows installer. According to your system configuration, if it is 32-bit, you need to get this one, otherwise 64. Correct. Once you get this, you will get an executable file which you just need to click on. After that, it will ask you to install Python in your system. That is the thing which you need to be little careful about, because ultimately what we want is that my Python is ready to use anywhere in my system, be it my command prompt, be it my ID which I am going to use, or anywhere. So that is the thing. So what we need, what our requirement is to add the Python, installed Python into our environment variables. That is the thing. So in my case, I already have Python in my system, so I won't be downloading it again, but I'll show you which particular option is compulsory that you have to click while installation. Right. So in here in my downloads, I have it here. This kind of executable file you're going to get. Just need to click on it. Right now, I'm not getting the option of install because I already have it. But you are going to get the option like this. I'll show you on the browser. This kind of screen you are going to get when you will click on the executable file, install now, and customize installation. This is particular the option where you want to install. If you have a specific path or where you want to install Python, that you can choose using the customize option. Otherwise, the default option which is being given by the file, you can choose that as well. But here, what is important that you have to check this checkbox that you can see at the last, add Python version to path. You need to check this checkbox. This is important because by this, what will happen that wherever the Python is installed into your system, it's going to be added into environment variables itself. You don't have to go to the specific path to use it always. Right. So do make sure that you click this particular checkbox.
Okay.
Once you do this, once you click on this, you choose the path, whichever where you want to install Python, and it will take a while, a 1 or 2 minute time to get Python installed into your system. And at last, it will give you the information that Python has been installed. Just to confirm that your Python is installed into your system and is ready to use, what you can do is you can just go over to your command prompt. And over here, the default location, whichever is being given, and the C location, just here write down Python.
Okay.
If you get into this, if you get this particular option, these 3 angular arrows, this means that you have been entered into the Python prompt. You can start your Python programming over here. If you're here, that means your Python is ready to use. It is in the environment variables, and you can use it anytime, anywhere. Right, this is just a way to check that Python is installed. In any case, you have chosen a customized path, you have changed the location, then you can just simply come out of here and you can write down where Python. This command will actually give you the location. If Python is not added into the environment variables, if it is not there, then you can look for the location from here. It will give you like that. Just copy the path from here, add it in the environment variables. That is what is important in the installation of Python. Once this is done, then your programming language is in system. Now we can move on to the second specification that is needed to work. And the second specification that we have is particularly the workspace where we are going to work with our tool. So commonly used one and the famous used one is the PyCharm that we are going to use. And we will be using that only throughout the course. You just need to go over to the browser and look for download PyCharm. The PyCharm comes in 2 variants. One is a paid version. In the paid version, you get the support of different elements also. Over here, you can see this is the home page of the official website. In the front only, it gives you the 2 variants of PyCharm that you can download.
Mhm.
In the paid version, in the professional version, you get support of another files like HTML, JavaScript, SQL support, all those you need. If you want to work with PyCharm for scientific development, particularly, then you can go for this paid version.
Okay.
But if you just want to work with Python, you don't need any another support, you don't need anything else. Then the community version, the free version is absolutely perfect. You just need to click on this download link over here and it will give you an executable file that we have got in the case of Python. The same way you're going to get the executable file. Once you have that executable file, what you need to do is just click on the executable file, like I have it over here. It will ask you firstly to install PyCharm in your system, right? I already have installed it, so it's not going to give me the same options. But you just generally have to click on the executable file and run. It's showing that the current version of PyCharm is already installed, so it's not opening for mine. But you just need to click on you have to give the location where you want to install PyCharm, and then it is ready to use.
Okay.
After the installation, you're going to get this kind of screen that the PyCharm is open. Before this screen, you're going to get one more particular screen. I'll show you that as well. Let me just close this project and show you. This is the screen that you are going to get in case of the opening. Right now, a project is being displayed. In your case, might be there is no project. So it will just simply give you three options, either to import, to open, and a settings option. So you have to you have to create a new project, a fresh project you have to create. And at that time, at the creation of the time, it's going to set the programming language that we are going to use, which we call the interpreter, which is going to check the errors and the compilation errors. All those it's going to check. So that you have to select the same path where your Python is installed, the same path you have to go. If Python is already into your environment variables of the system, it's going to display in front of you. You just have to choose that. Otherwise, just you have to give the path and it's going to set that. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new project. Like in my system, Python is in my system variable, so it's displaying over here. You can see location is going to where my project is going to be saved. This you can change anytime. Anytime you can change the location. It's not like it's going to be fixed for all the workspace. No. Meanwhile, you are working. At that time, you think that the location should be something else. At that time, also you can change. It's not at all a rigid one. So I'm going to keep my workspace in the D drive for better support. So I'm just going to get it into my Python projects folder and I'm going to create a project by name. That's my name. And here is my interpreter. It's coming from the system variables itself because it's already set. In your case, if it does not show, then you can just click over here and choose the location which you have.
Okay.
And once it's done, just click on create and your project is ready. It's going to take 10 to 15 seconds to set up everything in your project. So it's going to take it. You have to wait over here till the time it's properly getting ready. We'll discuss about the third requirement that we need to start with the course, and that is the Selenium tool. Now you would be wondering what actually the Selenium is. So Selenium is a tool by which you can automate the browsers. On everything on the browser, you can just do it through your commands that I want to click on this link. Selenium will help you to click on this link as well. I want to read what's written on this particular element.
Mhm.
Selenium will help you read that. Everything that you want to do on the browser can be automated. Right. Not just on the browser. I'm not talking about the system documents. Like if you say you want to just go on to this My Documents button and you want to click on this Windows drive, that's not possible. That's not Selenium is going to help. It's just is applicable on the browser. To learn everything about the browser, about the Selenium tool, there is an official documentation available. It's a proper link where you'll get everything anytime, and that is selenium.dev. And when you'll open this link in the very front page, the definition of Selenium is given. That is, Selenium automates browser. That's what I told you, that whatever you want to automate, whatever you want to do on the browser, Selenium will help. Right. Now, how to get this tool into the system? How is it that possible? So you just need to go over to this downloads link over here. When you'll go over here, you'll get a number of information. There is a lot of information in here itself. So we'll go through it one by one. We just need not to stop to every section. We'll go down over here. Selenium IDE, releases, operating systems. Which operating system support this tool? Whichever you have, you can get it for that. And then browsers. Which browsers you can automate using this tool? Firefox, Internet Explorer, which has been deprecated now. No one is into the Internet Explorer automation, but still it is supported. Safari, that you can use, Opera, Chrome, Edge. These browsers are the mainly used browsers, and all of them can be automated. Now talking about the versions. So let's just see. These are the versions. These are the standard and stable versions of Selenium according to the programming language. If you are working with C#, this is the particular version which is stable and you can work with it. You just need to click on this and it will take you to another page. Same with Ruby, Java. In our case, this is Python. So this is a stable version of Selenium to work with Python. So if I'll click on this, it's going to take me to another page. And this page informs you about how to install it. If you're working with the particular browser, what are the requirements to work with it, and everything. Right now, my need is to get this tool into my system. So this is the command to install Selenium into my system, to get Selenium into my system. Now you must be wondering where you have to operate this command, what this command is. So this command is nothing but a simple package manager. This pip that you can see, this is a package manager that you get with the Python language. When you download Python in your system, with this Python package, this pip will be already there. And using this package manager only, we are going to install the packages related to Selenium. Whichever package I need, this package manager is going to help. Right. So when I have to download download Selenium, I just need to go to the command prompt. I'll simply will go over here to the command prompt. And I'll will copy that command from page and I'll write it over here. I'll say pip install Selenium. This is the only command. When you'll press enter, it will start downloading Selenium into your system. I have it in my system, so it's saying requirement already satisfied. But in your case, you will just go on and the process will go on, it will be downloaded into your system. Okay. Now these three basic things are required. My programming language is in my system. My place where I'm going to code, that is in my system. And what tool I'm going to use, that is in my system. Now we have to start with this. So what we need to do over here is talking about this place where we are going to code. This is a very convenient place Just tell me if you are able to view my PyCharm screen properly. If it is dark, I can change the appearance as well. I can just take it into the brighter side. That's also possible for me. Do you like this dark screen or should I change it to white?
White is better.
Okay. So in any case, you also get this black screen. You just need to go over on the files option in the settings. At the first option, you will get this appearance and behavior. You can see the theme over here. You can choose any out of it.
Oh,
There is Windows Light and all and all. So I'll choose this one. Is this fine?
yeah, this is fine.
So I'll just will click OK. And this is my brightest screen which I can use. Right. Now, second thing. This particular PyCharm IDE, this is very easy to use and learn. Whenever you're going to make a file, like this is my project, this is my root folder. Inside this, I have to create particular packages and files. So here you can see the options coming up when I'm going to scroll on the new button. I'm getting Python file option, Python package option. If you have the another one, the professional version, which is the paid version of PyCharm, if you go on to this HTML file, you're going to get this file support as well. But I'm not going to choose it since I have the community version. I don't use PyCharm except for the Python usage. So I just use these two options. I'll go to Python package. I'll create one package and I'll name it as, let's say, day 1. My Python package is created over here. Now you can see over here, when I have created the Python package, I have got one file automatic. That is the double underscore. These are double underscore IT double underscore. This is such a file which is going to help you make more of the Python files inside the particular package under the particular project. You don't have to edit this file. You don't have to delete this file ever. If you delete this file or edit this file, you are not going to access the particular package again. You have to recreate the package. So don't touch this file. Let this stay as it is. This is a very important thing. Okay. Now, under this package, I'll create one Python file. And let's say common one. Everyone says my first Python file or my first file, anything. So this is my first file. Inside this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply get a Python statement printed on my console, on my output screen. So to print anything in Python, you just have a simple syntax that is print, followed by a pair of parentheses. These are parentheses, curly bracket. Inside the double quotes, whatever you want to get printed, you just have to write it down. Let's say I'm typing, this is my first Python file. That's other than this, nothing is required. No extra commas, no extra semicolons, nothing. That's it. Now you have to run this file. This file you have to run. So how you're going to run this? Right click on this workspace, this white area on the right hand side, the major part. Right click over here, you'll get the option of run followed by the name of the file. So I'll click on this and here, this is my output screen which comes up and my statement which I gave that has been printed here. Exactly the same I have given. Right, this is the way you have to run the file initially. Earlier, we haven't made this file. We have been running this file the very first time. So that is the way. When you have run this file a number of times, what has happened? A configuration for this file has been made. And here you can see at the right side at the top, the same file name is coming over here. If I have to run this file, if I edit this file now and I say print, this is my statement. Let's Let's have this. I have to rerun this file. What I'll do is I have two options through which I can run this file again. Either I can right click on the workspace, I get the same option. One is this option. Another one is this green button over here at the top right hand side. You can see this one you can use. What actually this option is, whenever you first time run the file, a configuration is made. The settings for the file has been made the way you want to run. So if I open this one, if I open this edit configuration option, here the details are given for this file. That how am I running this file? This is the path from where the script is being taken up. This is the interpreter. If I have two Python versions in my system, people keep two versions of Python. Many people keep.
Oh.
One is 3.9, one is 3.7. I want to run it with 3.7 now. So I can just click on it and I can change the interpreter from here. These are the configuration. Then I can change this path. That also is possible, as I told you earlier, that this working directory path can be changed anytime, anywhere. You don't have any restrictions to, but that is not suggested. You'll get confused if you have so many workspaces. Better to keep one at a time, and that would be better. And once you make any change over here, apply the changes and click on OK. Your configuration will be set again. And from this option, you can run your file again. In the console, you can see over here that I have two statements over here which are being printed. There is one more way also through which you can run your files. That is through this options button, options tool. Here the run is coming in the front. Run the file which you want to. Shortcut is also given if you are preferring the shortcut through your keyboard. That is also coming, so you can use that as well. Okay, this is the basic thing, that how you have to run this, how you can run through it through different ways. That is this. Now, my question is that how actually I'm going to work with this tool in the IDE. So I have Selenium in my system, right? I have it in my system. But right now, what this IDE is going to do is, this is going to be a project specific requirements. Right. In this project, I have Python 3.9. Maybe in coming times, the Python version new version of Python is coming. I have to change that. So what I can do is I can change the interpreter. Same way, I want to work with Selenium in this project, in this only project. It's not like every project you're going to make you get Selenium in this project. So what you have to do is you have to add Selenium in your project. That's simple. You just need to go over to this file option, to the settings, and in here, this project you are seeing over here, this is the one. We'll go into the project interpreter. And in here, I can change the interpreter of the project as well if I want. And now I want more files to be supporting this project. Right now, these are the Python files. I told you about the pip, that what actually pip is. That is the package. That's already here. We need not to add anything else over here. We just need to add Selenium now to support our project. So from this plus button, you just simply look for the particular package. So in my case, I'm looking for Selenium. At the top, the Selenium is coming, that particular package. You'll click on it. You will click install package. It will take 2 to 5 seconds to do. It shows successfully installed. We close this option. You can see in the list over here that I have the Selenium package. Now if I click OK, and now I make one more file just for the Selenium introduction, Python file, and I say basics. Over here, when you are naming the files or packages, This is important that you do not name the package or the file same as the external file. Like sometimes people do that, they are doing Selenium. They name the file name as Selenium. Don't ever do this mistake, because by this, what will happen is the interpreter, the Python will start looking for the Selenium into your own workspace. But you don't have Selenium whole package in your workspace. You just have imported, you are just using it. But the whole files that are needed, they're not here. So if you'll name it the same Selenium, it's going to look for that. If it does not find the particular file, it's going to give you an error. So make sure you name it something different. Like I've done it, Selenium Basics. That's fine. Right. Now, I want to look for what version of Selenium I'm using. Just the basic thing. So I'll say print Selenium. I'm getting that option now. You can see earlier,
Right.
if I haven't this package in my project, I would have got this into my list as well. So I'll select Selenium. Dot. Right now, I'm not getting anything because I need to import this into this file as well. So I just will mouse over to this particular error. It gives me import Selenium. And in my file, now I have Selenium in my file. Inside the project, in my file, I have Selenium. Now if I press dot, I get the option to look for what version I have. So I'll press enter and I'll initially will run this file, run the file name, the another file, and this is the version that we have in our project right now. That is the stable version that we download. Right. Now, into the configurations, if you see, there are two different configurations that has been made. This is the best thing about this IDE, that the files are differently stored. The running configuration are differently stored for every file. If you have 20 files, you will get 20 configurations. You don't have to actually run the same one. You just have to look for the file which you want to run and you select. If I have this one configuration used, this will give me the output of this file. If I have used this one, this will give me the output of this one. This is the best thing about this ID. Okay. So far, any doubt, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So since this is the introduction session, the very first session, I'm not entering into the coding part. I'm not going to much of it. Just the basic system is ready here. Now your system is ready. You can make more packages and further on you can start working with the Selenium. Right. So I will be stopping over here only. In the next
Okay.
session, we'll understand about the Python a little, that what object-oriented programming is, and like that. We have a particular schedule that we have over here. The first introduction session I have completed. The next session will be about the Python itself. That if we say
Okay.
it is an object-oriented programming, what do we mean by it? What are the constructors that we use, how we use the constructors, how to configure the different drivers that we need, and all that will be done in the next session. If you have any questions related to the course or the things done today, you can let me know and I'll answer that.
Okay. Yeah. So you will be sending the recording after this?
Yes, you will be receiving a link of this recording and you can
Okay.
get it checked out.
Okay. And like for the Selenium, like which browser it's better to use? I
All
mean,
the
you said like
browsers are good.
I can change. I mean, I can select any option. That's okay, or it should be the same option as you selected the browser. Does it matter or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. You can use
Okay.
any browser. Whichever browser you prefer, you can use it.
Okay.
Later on, how to automate different browsers, that we'll see, that what are the options that are needed to do that. But for the
Okay.
download purposes, your favorite browser will.
Oh, okay. Okay. And the timings would be the same. It's
Yeah,
like
would be the
more
same.
Monday to Friday, right?
Monday to Friday, same timing, 8 to 9.
Okay.
So, any other questions or doubts from your end?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it say? Okay, I see one more percent here. Okay, I'm just wondering if is it possible to start early or this is the time?
This is the time because this is the particular batch time for everyone.
Oh,
This will be the suited one. So that's why we have kept 8 to 9.
oh, okay.
At sharp 8, we will be starting. We will not be wait for people
Very
to join and join. We'll start at 8 exactly. And then
Oh,
we'll continue.
okay. Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Any
Okay.
questions from Akhila?
No, ma'am, no.
Okay. You joined late. I hope you got over
Yeah,
everything that.
actually, I joined late because I forgot the link actually, which is in mail. So I thought today is
Okay.
not class, so I forgot. So sorry, ma'am.
Okay.
Tomorrow onwards I will be joining.
No issues. You can join anytime. If you have any questions or doubts, you can let me know.
Yeah, sure, ma'am, sure. And so far, no doubts actually.
Okay, that's good. So if there are no doubts, we'll be ending the class now. You'll get the link in some time. You can go through it if you need anything to be concerned about. And we'll see you tomorrow, the same time.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yep. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye. എവിടെ ലീവ് ചെയ്യണ്ടേ ഏ ഏ ചാച്ചാ ഇതെവിടെ ലീവ് ചെയ്യണ്ടേ ഓ ഈ പേജ് എവിടെ ലീവ് ചെയ്യണ്ടേന്ന് ഏ
Akila,
sorry, ma'am. I'm just searching to leave this page actually.